In the world of Attack on Titan, war and conflict shape every aspect of life. At the center of this struggle are the Scout Regiment fighting for the survival of humanity. Many of these characters are fueled by traditional motives. They fight for their families, their honor, and to be called heroes. But this cycle of violence, driven by the same old reasons, is leading nowhere. It's tiring. Eren isn't the only character fighting for freedom. They all are. But it seems unattainably distant. In this world where hope often dies before it can take root, there's a need for something or someone that's different. Someone who doesn't just continue the cycle, but who can break it and bring about a new dawn. This is where Hange Zoe comes in.
サシャにはかなわないな。ま、私もエルヴィンの後任の調査兵団団長としては君と似たような立場だ。こうなればお互い腹をくくるしかない。
Unlike many others, Hange isn't just fighting for the sake of fighting. They are defining what it is we're fighting for. Hange's strength is not only in combat, but also in what they represent. While many characters in Attack on Titan are essential for rallying around a cause and fighting for it, Hange is among the few who define the cause in the first place. While many are driven by the dark winds of revenge and hatred, Hange's heart pulses with a different force: insatiable curiosity, an undying thirst for knowledge that offers a beacon in the darkness. They live to uncover the secrets of the world, extend the boundaries of human knowledge, and protect their spiritual and physical home. Despite experiencing tragedy and loss, Hange remains committed to this goal. They believe that through progress, discovery, and knowledge, the truth of the world will be revealed, and with it, the possibility of freedom.
これこそが元より我々に課せられた仕事と言える。調査開始だ。
I mentioned earlier that the Scout Regiment fights for humanity's survival, and while this is certainly something that they do, it isn't the only thing that they do. And I'd go as far as to say it isn't even the goal. The purpose of the Scouts was to learn, to advance, to push forward, and by doing that, survival is achieved as a byproduct. And in this sense, nobody embodies the Scout Regiment better than Hange.
ハンジさん、なんで巨人を前にしてそんなに陽気でいられるんですか？ハンジさんだってその脅威を数多く体験してるはずなのに。
そうだよ。私は巨人に仲間を何度も何度も目の前で殺された。調査兵団に入った当初は憎しみを頼りに巨人と戦ってた。でもそんなある日私は気づいた。私は既存の味方と違う視点から巨人を見てみたいんだ。空回りに終わるかもしれないけど、でも私はやる。
It's no secret that everybody loves Hange. It's kind of impossible to hate them. But Hange wasn't always the exuberant and enthusiastic figure we see in the show. Like many characters, Hange was once disillusioned, angry, and cynical about the world. But that all changed with one simple act. One day, out of frustration, they kicked the head of a titan, only to be surprised by how bizarrely light it was. How can the head of a creature so massive weigh next to nothing? It went against everything they had learnt, and it was that simple act that set them on a path of scientific inquiry into the mysteries of the world. This small moment was a turning point. It ignited Hange's passion for research, a flame that burned so fiercely that it bordered on recklessness or appeared as madness to everyone else. But in this fire, Hange saw a light that many failed to perceive. Hange saw something. They saw hope. Hange began to believe in a way out, a path dependent on discovery, collaboration, knowledge, and finding solutions. After all, this is the core ideal of the Scout Regiment, not war or death or mere survival. But it isn't easy to hold on to this idealism in the grim world of Attack on Titan. Over time, Hange faced roadblocks, stagnation, frustration, and the deaths of comrades and friends. They had to learn to stay focused and to keep moving forward despite the obstacles. And that's perhaps when they faced their biggest challenge.
エルヴィン、あんたの唯一の失策だ。 なんで私なんか団長にしたんだよ。
After becoming commander of the scout regiment, the burden of leadership weighed heavily on Hanji. The demands of duty, politics, and bureaucracy constrained their research. The compromises and hypocrisies necessary for leadership were agonizing. Despite these challenges, Hanji never lost themselves. They knew what it meant to be a scout, and they knew what their fallen comrades would have wanted.
疲れた。いや、まだ調べることがある。
I know I've beat this drum to death, but I can't stress how important it is to understand the core principles of the Scout Regiment, finding the truth in search of a solution, pushing forward, advancing, and exploring.
ねえ、リヴァイ。みんな見てるかな？今の私たちを死んだ仲間に誇れるかな？
やつみてえなこと言ってんじゃねえよ。
Irvin Smith is a character loved by many, but it's crucial to understand that while he was undoubtedly the greatest leader the Scouts ever had, he didn't embody their core principles, or rather, he did not embody them to the extent Hanji did. Hanji will never be as good of a leader as Irvin, but make no mistake, there is nobody that represents the Scouts better than Hange Zoe, and there's no better example of this than a beautiful yet ever so tragic scene from season 4. The entire reason the people in Paradis were forced to suffer was because of Marley, but the opposite is also true. The Marleyans hated the Eldians, and the Eldians hated the Marleyans. This isn't an opinion, it is a fact established over centuries and a theme that is constantly reiterated. And yet, somehow, before the final battle, we see an unlikely alliance form. We see connections built between former enemies. But how did this happen? It seemed so impossible in the past, but it did happen. So who's to say there's no hope? Who's to say it can't happen again? Through their actions, this unlikely alliance follows the Scout Regiment's mission of serving humanity and searching for hope. They didn't know if they would find the answer, but they acted in the belief that it might be found one day. And that's when we see an ever so unfortunate yet beautiful scene. One that is saddening, but also one that can't help but bring a smile to our faces to make us feel proud.
おい、クソメガネ。
わかるだろう、リヴァイ。ようやく来たって感じだ。私の番が。今、最高にカッコつけたい気分なんだよ。このまま行かせてくれ。
心臓を捧げよ。
Hanji dedicated the end of their life to preventing the most inhumane act imaginable. After all, it was not the future that Hanji and their comrades had dreamed of. In the hollowed silence left by Hanji's sacrifice, those they entrusted with the torch of tomorrow found the strength to march forth, bearing the profound ideological and spiritual legacy that Hanji had cherished in their heartbeat. As a powerful personification of the Scout Regiment's spirit and core values, Hanji was content to do their part in resisting the nihilism of their world and believing in something more. They were courageous enough not to succumb to the despair and to seek something different. While Hanji's death was tragic, Hanji knew that Eren's broken dream was not the answer. They believed that as long as there was a chance, they would try to find it. Hope is not enough to win a war, but when this hope ignites the fire in others to take action, they can pave the way for a future where wars are no longer necessary. This is the lasting impact that Hange Zoe had on the world. Hanji died as they lived, daring to believe that there was a chance for something better out there.
Hanji-san! やっぱり巨人って素晴らしいな。
While many characters in Attack on Titan exemplify heroism, courage, and sacrifice, Hanji stands out as a beacon of hope and curiosity in a world overrun by despair and hatred. Hanji's insatiable desire for knowledge and understanding was their driving force, pushing them to explore the mysteries of the world even when faced with seemingly unsurmountable obstacles. Their unyielding belief in the possibility of a better world made them a symbol of resilience and hope amidst the darkness. In the face of a world that glorifies war and condemns those who bear the torch of heroism, Hanji's unique perspective was a breath of fresh air. They refused to be swept in the cycle of violence and revenge that consumed so many around them. Whether you choose to admit it or not, many of the characters, if not almost all of them, are consumed or perhaps even driven by one thing: malice. Whether it's Eren wanting revenge for his mother, Zeke's detest for his father, Reiner's hatred of the cruelty of the world, or Levi wanting to fulfill his promise to Erwin by killing Zeke. The fact is, a majority of the cast is driven by hatred, and that's perfectly normal in this world. But Hanji was different. They didn't harbor a hint of malice. Instead, they chose to focus on the pursuit of knowledge and understanding, believing that these were the keys to a brighter future. Hanji's death was a powerful reminder of the sacrifices that are often required in the pursuit of a better world. They gave their life to prevent a tragedy that would have forever scarred the world that they loved. Hanji's actions were a testament to their belief in a brighter future, one where people could live in harmony without the constant threat of war and violence.
You need to understand. Eventually, you'll have to let go of everyone you've ever met. I know that's tough to accept. It's tough for me too. It's hard to stay sane living like that. It hurts. It really hurts. I know. But even so, all of us just have to push forward.
In a world overshadowed by despair and hatred, Hanji stands as a beacon of insatiable curiosity. They were a unique presence in Attack on Titan, choosing the pursuit of knowledge over the endless cycle of revenge that ensnared so many. Their commitment to understanding, to believing in a better world, and their willingness to sacrifice for it make them an enduring symbol of hope. Hanji may not have lived to see a world without war, but their legacy lives on, inspiring others to carry on their fight for a brighter tomorrow.
飛行艇は
飛び立ったよ。ハンジ、お前は役目を果たした。